Hey, what's up YouTube? So today's video is going to be a brief description of how we decided to insulate our pole barn. We ended up doing one of the end walls on the side here first, and we're going to just focus on that side. I got put stairs up and attic space upstairs you want to get knocked out right away so we can get some stuff off the floor and get insulating this whole thing. So let's go ahead and inside here and I'll show you what we did so far. Well, today we're doing pole barn installation, and as you can see, we got our house wrap, and we didn't do it before. I could go over here and look at this wall. We didn't put the home wrap on before the siding was on because we just didn't have time. So here's what we did. We just went ahead and put it on. We stapled it up inside the poles on both ends, and now we're insulating. So I'll show you this little detail down here on the ground. We weren't sure if we were supposed to put a grade board down here, treated piece of lumber underneath the insulation, because if it does get wet, the floor, it can get the insulation wet. So what we did was we put some Viscewing down. This little piece, we had like a U-shaped piece here. So if any water gets underneath this 2x4 here, the insulation will stay nice and dry. So that's just something we did. And we're going horizontally, as you can tell. And sometimes, like this piece here, we got our corner bracing. We're using it as a nailer. So we got this, come on in over here and look at this nail. We couldn't find long enough plastic cap nail. So all I did is I just put a 4.5-inch regular nail in there, drove it in about 1/2 of an inch, and it holds the insulation up. It's good enough. We only got to do that once in a while because our girders are holding most of it up, but you know, not perfectly. So anyways, that's what we got going on so far. Just use staples for the home wrap. We didn't have to go all the way up to the ceiling like we did, all the way up. As you can tell, one side we did, one we didn't, once you figured that out. Ain't gonna hurt nothing. We're using R19 in the walls here. 6 mil Viscewing when we're done. We're gonna come down the whole wall with Viscewing, and that should do it. So kind of an easy way to do a pole barn. Well, there's the Viscewing, the start of it, 6 mil. And what we did is before we unrolled it, we just took it out of the box in that state. So that's the 20-foot width, and it's rolled up the 100-foot. So we just unrolled it to the length we needed, which is the width of that wall, and cut it. So it's nice and easy to cut that little bit. And now we're rolling it down the wall. We go in ahead and she got on that side, and I got on this side. And she held it by hand as much as she could. And I put a C-clamp up there with the board to hold it for now. Then I went back to the other side, and I used cap nails. And I'll show you what I used for those. Right there, 1-inch cap nail. And I just nailed on top of that last 2x4 on the top edge. I wrapped that Viscewing around and put some cap nails across the top. And that's what I'm working on. I'm gonna do the middle now and let the rest just fall down the wall. 2 people, 36-foot wall. I'm not gonna say no problem, but there it is. Nice, easy way to do your Viscewing. Okay, so here's the top. And you can see my cap nails holding the Viscewing down on a 2x4. The top 2x4, that's going to be our nailer for our top piece of J-channel for the ceiling and the siding to stick up. So you can't put those cap nails, they can't be here. So everything's got to be flush in this 2x4 all the way down. So that works. All the way down, I got just one at each pole and one in between each pole. And it holds all that weight, no problem. So I think we're going to go ahead and put some staples in here and there. There's not many of them, it doesn't need it. Steel holds all that up anyways. One more thing I wanted to kind of hit on real briefly here are the Gert spacings. You know, I don't have a blueprint for all this. Like when we built the barn, I gave you prints where to put everything and all that stuff. This, we're just doing ourselves, we're winging it. So one thing, I just kind of decided to put my outlet boxes at a certain height. They're all the same throughout the whole barn. I got them in a position that should fall in a flat area of the steel siding I put up inside here. we'll see about that. But anyways, you can kind of see my spacing's equal in them 3 bays here, but then this one's a little tighter. I just didn't figure it right. I should have went from the floor to the bottom of the truss, and that would be my spacing I'm dealing with. And then I know what my 2x4 widths are. You can do the math, subtract that from that height, and then divide by how many bays you got. And that would give you kind of your spacing that you need. So we just made a little spacer to space our Gerts out. And I was happy I missed the outlet boxes. That was the main thing. But I just got a little bit of a tighter gap up here. That's because I went from the floor to the top of the truss cord, which would be where the floor is going to be once I start doing the floor up there. But I'm supposed to go to the bottom of the cord to get me where my ceiling is going to be. So I was off a little bit there. No big deal, but just something you might want to pay attention to a little better than I did when I did the math. So that's going to pretty much wrap up this video. I didn't want to go too much in depth. Just kind of give you a general look of how we did it. So basically, home wrap, ideally behind your siding before you put your siding on your pole barn. We didn't, so we put it on afterwards. R19 insulation of whatever you like. You can use the backed, the paper back kind. That's kind of your vapor barrier. Not the best way to do it. I chose to go without the paper on it, but you got to put the Viscewing then, or whatever you want to call it. The 6 mil clear multi-purpose plastic sheathing. Let me look. I call it Viscewing. That's just something up here in the 219, I guess. I don't know. But anyways, there you have it. Hopefully this will help steer you in a direction that you want to do your pole barn. Post frame building. And go ahead and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Like this video, dislike it, comment, pointers. Just keep everything respectful. There's this internet these days. Some people don't know how to comment without insulting people. Just keep it clean, and I'll keep it up there. If you're a jackass, comment's gone. Sorry, but that's just the way we roll. So thanks for watching, and good luck with your project.